One of the best things about coming out to SEMA is always the personalities that you can run into. Everybody, this is Trevor Anderson for Power Automedia. I'm here at the Classic booth, and I've got two guys here that you probably recognize. It's Jeff and Eric from Car Chasers. Guys, how's it going? How's the show been? I mean, what do you got in the works?
You know, it's great, but it's funny you say it's all about personalities. I think it's all about parts, man. I mean, you look at it, it is. And for me, it's like, I am always so excited when I come into the Classic booth because it's stuff like this behind me. I just want to take home and hang on my wall. You know what I mean? Because they're always coming up with new parts to make it easier for guys like me to restore our cars. And I love that part about it, don't you, Eric? Because it's so cool. We can just
Well, it makes it a lot easier on me because I'm the one who has to actually have to put the parts in these cars. So, you know.
Someone's got to do the wrenching, right?
That's right. But you know what? If you can go out and buy a car nowadays, and these guys make so many parts for them, it's so much nicer to go out and replace them with all fresh stuff, you know, emblems and trim, versus what we used to have to do is send off all that old stuff to get refurbished and repolished and re-chromed. It's so much nicer to just go out and go, hey, Classic Industries, hook me up, send it all to this address, here's my credit card, boom, drop the mic and you're done, you know what I mean?
Man, yeah, nothing beats that. I mean, when you're breaking off plastic tabs with a screwdriver or you're having to re-chrome parts and things like that.
It's tough, man. It's a tough, you know, because you're under pressure, and especially with SEMA. These guys, it's always last minute. I don't care if you've known about it for a year. That last day in the garage, you're wrenching to 1, 2 in the morning to get it in the trailer to make it on a deadline.
You got to sprint to that home stretch. So, guys, I hear there's something new coming out with you guys. What can you tell me? Can you give me any hints?
Well, basically what we've done is we've launched a podcast. It's more of a passion project. It's called Skidmark Show, and it's all about cars, rock stars, athletes, anything that's wrapped around automotive. And I think everybody has a soft spot for an automobile in their life. You know, I don't care what it is. It could be a 1988 Toyota Celica, but that was the car you had, and that was the car you'll love, you know. And for me, it was a 69 Camaro. So Classic Industries is kind of a perfect fit for me because that was my first car. I bought it when I was 13. I never got to drive it. My dad was worried I was going to kill myself with it. And it wasn't until I was 30 years old that I actually bought another 69 Z28. So, you know, it kind of has a soft spot in my heart.
Absolutely. I mean, we all know that cars touch us on some deep emotional level, whether we want to admit it or not. But do you got any projects going on right now that you're working on?
Well, we just finished a 56 Chevy pickup truck with the help of Classic Industries. You know, we finished that. It was a 2-year project, and it was more of a 2-year project, not because of him, but just because of me. It kept getting put on the back burner. You know, we would do a little bit with it, and then we set it aside. But, you know, we finished Trifecta here last year, and we debuted it out front at SEMA in the Shell booth. And what was so excited about that was every part on that car came from Classic Industries. And it came down to the wire, and we noticed we had an issue. We had forgotten to order a clock, and we had the original clock. And here, I want to paint this picture for you. We have this $75,000 built 56 Chevy we called Trifecta because it had pieces of 55, 57, and 56 in it, and we had this ugly original clock. And I literally picked up the phone. I called Classic Industries in a panic. And I'm like, I gotta get a clock, man, before we make it to SEMA. And they got me the part on time. We got it installed on time to make our deadline. But those are the things, you know, when you're crunching, you forget about it. But it's so easy to deal with them, pick up the phone, and I just wish they would do more cars. Then I don't have to call anybody else.
I bet they'd wish you'd do more cars.
Well, we do. We do such a vast amount, but, you know, I need them to do every make and model.
Of course. So to share this with people that want the same experience, they want that car to be an integral part of their life, and they're trying to restore something, how can they find that information to get the parts they need from Classic? Where can they go?
Well, you know, they go to classicindustries.com. It's very simple, and you go on there and you can get all their OER, original equipment, reproductions, and the stuff is high quality. I mean, I know Mark and I know Jeff really well, and they don't put a product out there until they've tested it thoroughly. They make sure the fit's good, they make sure everything on that's functioning. And because that's the worst thing in the world, when you're finishing a car, you don't want to take a shortcut, man. And their parts are definitely not taking any shortcuts.
Beautiful. Well, I want to thank Jeff and Eric for coming out here.
You got it, man.
And I want to thank Classic for Power Automedia. This is Trevor Anderson. Keep checking back for more awesome coverage here at the SEMA show, and keep checking for these guys on their new show. What was it?
Show. You can catch us on iTunes. And don't forget about the parts.
All right. Thank you guys. Keep checking back.